Welcome to Royal Secrets. PR disaster. Meghan receives criticism after the Duchess's criticism by Nelson Mandela's grandson. But before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates. As a result of the Duchess's criticism from Nelson Mandela's grandson, Meghan Markle has drawn criticism. This comes after Meghan said scenes of euphoria were generated by her marriage to Prince Harry in South Africa, much as when Nelson Mandela was freed from prison in 1990. Meghan talked about attending the live-action adaptation of The Lion King's 2019 London premiere in her most recent interview. She uttered, "Archie was just here. Such a horrible chapter, I tell you. I was afraid to leave." At the premiere, she claimed a South African cast member approached her privately. She revealed the following to The Cut magazine: "He gave me a startling glance as he turned to face me. Therefore, it cannot be compared to being the same." Added him, "There are individuals that want to resemble Nelson Mandela on a daily basis, either in an effort to be like him or to emulate him. But before people think of themselves as Nelson Mandela's, they need to learn about the work he accomplished and be prepared to support the causes he himself championed." Commentator Niall Gardiner responded to Mr. Mandela's remarks by calling them another PR calamity for Meghan Markle. Meghan talked about her role as a real-life princess during her interview with The Cut. "It's crucial to consider this because, as she acknowledged in the Oprah interview, there are small girls I meet who are simply like, oh my God, it's a real-life princess," she added. The Duchess continued, mentioning the young girls who look up to her, "You have the ability within you to build a life better than any fairy tale you've ever read. I just think when I look at all of them. I don't mean that to imply that you might someday wed a royal. You can find love, I mean. You can discover joy. You can overcome what can seem to be the biggest challenge and then rediscover happiness." Meghan's ambitions for herself and the little girls who look up to her are more than to marry into a position, according to interviewer Alison P. Davis. Meghan Markle alerts the royal family once more following the launch of her new podcast, Details. Several hours after her most recent explosive interview was published, Meghan Markle just dropped the second installment of her podcast series. In the second installment of Archetypes, the Duchess of Sussex and singer Mariah Carey discussed the term diva as well as their experiences as mixed-race kids to fit in. After Meghan appeared to criticize the palace in the first episode of her podcast series, which was aired last week, then further opened up on her tense relationship with the firm in a recent interview, Buckingham Palace probably braced for further bombshells and swipes before this publication. The Duchess did not discuss any recent revelations about her life outside of the palace or events that occurred when she was a working member of the royal family during this episode, though. The Duchess chatted with tennis pro Serena Williams during the inaugural episode of Archetypes. The two, who met in 2014, talked about how the word aspiration might be associated with women negatively. During the nearly hour-long event, Meghan claimed that, before she started dating her future husband Prince Harry, she had never thought being ambitious was a bad thing. A fire in the nursery where her son Archie, who was unharmed, was supposed to be taking a nap on the first day of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's royal tour of South Africa in 2019, was reported to her. She then appeared to criticize the palace for wanting her to continue with engagements. Meghan and Harry criticized the firm and the British media in a lengthy interview with The Cut that was published on Monday. The Duchess contended that every school run would have changed into a royal photo shoot with scores of photographers waiting outside the gates had she stayed in England and given Archie a British education. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates.